Hi everyone, it's Saturday morning, 9:30. Sorry I've been away from the camera. Mind you, some people might find that more than acceptable. But I've been busy this week doing all sorts of stuff, so haven't had a chance to make much videos or watch many actually. But anyway, this is going to be a sort of possibly a long-winded one, but it's the main part is for the agaserviceguy, Steve. I've got this heater out and I'm going to show you what that's all about, so you can hopefully give me some pointers to get this bugger working. Anyway, secondly, the car. I have done a few bits on the car. I'll show you what it's looking like. Yeah, the heater box is in, looking rather swish, and it does work. So that's the result. My cigarette's gone out already. And after watching Greg Porter's video, I was going to recover this and put a bit of stitch in, but to be honest, I don't have the time at the moment or the patience. So what I did is I've got the old one, scrubbed it clean, and bought this interior rubberized paint. And it's actually done a really nice job. I'm really chuffed with it. There's a few little bits that are a bit worn out where somebody's dropped a cigarette, but that looks alright in my opinion. You can clean it with regular cleaners and it doesn't mark, so that's good. I powder coated these and the ashtray, so that looks all sort of smart. But yeah, everything's going in the right direction. It's just getting time to get on it. All the pedals are in now, but that's about all that's happened really. Yeah, the dashboard itself turned into a bit of a disaster. I thought I'd use the original one. I did have a spare, but I thought I'd use the original one, strip this lacquer and re-lacquer it, and I think I did say on one of my videos advice about what to use. Anyway, I started stripping it. Look what I did. Destroyed the veneer. So, like I said, I had another one which was identical, but it was in a poor state on the face of it. But this is severely warped. And the other one's dead straight, so I'm using the other one. I've stripped it. But yeah, I just need to do the veneer, of which has just arrived actually this morning. Where's this knife gone? Oh, all this stuff everywhere, honestly. You couldn't make it up, could you? There's the knife. It's just literally arrived, so let me just put this down and see what it's looking like. It's a teak as per original. I believe it was teak originally. So I thought we'd go with that. I'm not going to do fir, walnut or anything like that. I want it to look nice as original. So anyway, here is the veneer. Crikey. Oh, it's a bit light. Well, I made the right choice. Oh dear. Sometimes in life it's just too much. Let's burst this open and have a look. Sorry, the camera's wobbling about all over the place, so I'll try and be. Hello. I think this will have to be sort of darkened. I don't know what it's going to look like with clear coat on it, but that's the right grain I wanted. So that's the result, isn't it? That's actually a nice bit of veneer, very flat. Oh, that's going to look nice, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, there's the. I could do 4 dashboards with that. Anybody want a dashboard re-veneered? Anyway, so yeah, that's the. That is actually very nice. I do like that. Yeah, bit light though. What it'll look like when it's lacquered, but yeah. Anyway, So, on to this bloody heater. You might have seen it in the background just a minute ago with the camera wobbling about. Steve, here it is. It's a Johnson & Starley J40 downdraft gas-fired, or was gas-fired warm air unit. Now, I've gutted it because it had loads of electronics in there and stuff like that, and I couldn't tie it in with the oil burner which I'm hoping to use, so I've stripped it out. But anyway, the fan works. I need to build a frame for the bottom so that the air can come out. Now, this is the burner I'm intending to use. The motor's over there, the fan and motor is over there, and it needs a bit of a tidy up. Now, this I made because I didn't want to cut the case open, but it doesn't matter now. So what I'm going to do is get a plate, put directly on there with a burner going through there. I might have to cut the case, but anyway, let's just put the light on so you can see inside, because you did say about looking inside the heat exchanger. Well, here it is. It's very narrow. You can't see anything there, can you? But you get the idea, I hope. So what I was thinking about doing was putting because you said about a sacrificial plate. Well, I'm thinking about putting a tube, an extending tube on here with all the sides opened up so that it sort of, because I believe these sort of burn in a ball shape as you said, and I just want to restrict direct heat on the heat exchanger, so I was thinking about putting a tube on there with a load of holes all around it, bigger than the output, or bigger than that area there, so that it doesn't get choked. Let me know what you think about that idea. I don't know if it's going to work or not, I really don't, but I've got this obsession now with this heater. It must work. I don't care if it works for one winter or 1 week, but I've got to prove to myself that it's going to work and at least warm this place up, because I'm getting cold. So that was another burner I had, but that is I believe this was getting on for an output of about 20 kilowatts. I think it came out of a house that was very large, and ran about 15 radiators, I think. So, but I knew that this was from my old house, and it was a 3-bed with, you know, the standard amount. I can't remember how many radiators, but it did work. So that's got the output on there, is it, or not? Anyway, so that's my plan. So if anybody could advise me, in particular Steve, the agaserviceguy, on how to make that burn without cooking the heat exchanger in there. It is narrow, but I think with a bit of thought we can make it work a bit, if that makes sense. The depth of that goes right down to the back of it. You can't get perspective on this thing, but it's quite a way away. It's got to be about 2 foot, or no, yeah, 2 foot depth of that heat exchanger before it hits the back. But I really want to use this because I've got it. I don't really want to be throwing it away, so help please. Also, the other thing here is this has got a an open flue, and I don't think that's going to be acceptable, so I may have to make some sort of blanking plate so that the gases go straight in there, out through the top and out through the flue. I can't use the gas flue that came with it, so I'm going to be putting a stainless steel flue in there and just sticking it out the wall. So yeah, that's where we're at. Help. Before I do my head in, I've got a thermostat. I was actually going to put a programmer on it and a thermostat, and I've got a wiring centre as well. So what I was going to do excuse me, the thermostat, this would act like a normal central heating system where I would replace the central heating pump for a fan, i.e. that, and the boiler would be that, which is the same principle, isn't it? Now the only other thing here is there's no thermostat on this. So I do have a thermostat that came off of that boiler, that burner over there, which I could put in this hole. It was fully adjustable, so it was two thermostats. I'll have to show you that separately, but there's two thermostats, a low limit and a high limit. I could actually stick them in there, which is the warm air side, and set that so that if that reaches temperature it's going to shut off, but if that thermostat there is still cooling, then it will keep blowing until such time as the heat exchanger cools down, in which case that will fire up again. That's the plan. But initially I just want to do a basic hardwire to see if this is going to warm up, see if it's going to cook that heat exchanger. I think this was on a boiler that was rated at about 10 kilowatts, 12 kilowatts maybe maximum, but I'm not sure. But anyway, that's where we're at, that's what we got. If you come up with any ideas, please get in touch. Will a tube on that stop the flames from cooking the actual heat exchanger? Something like a, you know, a sacrificial tube that I could possibly change at times, just to keep the main heat away from the exchanger there. So those are the sort of questions. But I'm gonna press on and build this as I want it with the controls and everything, and then sort of go from there. Let's turn this light off now. Go from there as to whether the actual burner, excuse me a minute, I'm just turning the light off, burner works or whatever. So there we go. I've got my teak, I've got wood glue, I've got clamps, I've got a bit of carpet to put the dash on face down. So this is the job for today. Yeah, I'm not sure whether that's the right colour. But then if you look at this, I suppose I could colour it, couldn't I? I'll have to do a little test. Anyway, I'm rabbiting, so I'll catch you all later, guys. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and any tips, pointers and anything on the heater, then please, because it's really getting cold now. In fact, the sun's out and it's 12 degrees in here, so it's no good to me. Right, I'll catch you all later.